So let's start with the first lesson, what event sourcing is not. Because people very often confuse event sourcing with other event things, like event streaming, for example. So event sourcing is not the same as event streaming. The event streaming is about streaming, about moving the event from one place to the other place, like from the green box to the from the orange box to the green box. So it's purely about the transmission. You can use different streaming platforms like Kafka or Event Bus, but it has nothing to do with the event sourcing. Please remember that. Same with event storming. So it's a collaboration technique to gather the requirements and I thought that the mic is off. To gather the requirements and to build a common understanding of the system that you are building. So it's again not related to the event sourcing. We have other technique which is called event modeling. It's again not the event sourcing. It's again a technique to conduct a workshops to figure out what events you can use later on for your event sourced application. But surprisingly, those techniques they play very nicely together, and you can use them together. So you can start by doing the event storming to figure out what the events you should have in the application. But there is one caveat to that. You have 3 different levels of event storming, and for example, the events from the big picture may not be that useful for the event sourced application. You may need to wait for the 3rd level. After the big picture, you have the process level, and then you have design level event storming. And most likely those events from the last level, the design level, will be handy to build the event sourced application. So then we can have also the event modeling, and we can use the events that we figured out at the first stage from these 2 techniques to use in our event sourced application. And then if we have a need to connect our application to let other applications know that something has happened in our application, and send event using the event streaming. So streaming, again, it's about the transmission. But there is also one caveat to that, to using event sourcing with event streaming, and I will share more about that later in a separate lesson. So the key takeaway here, please remember that event sourcing is not about streaming, nor about storming, nor about modeling. If you'd like to learn more, please subscribe to the newsletter. And if you would like to have similar challenges, work with event sourced systems, here is the QR code. You can join OLEX. Thank you.